What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about generic silver rounds and bars, my opinions on them, how I used to stack them and no longer do. But really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 1,000 subscribers. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. But today, I want to talk about generic silver. For those of you who do not know, if you are relatively new to the channel, you might not know this. I primarily stack coins, pure silver coins. I do pick up a little bit of 90% junk constitutional silver, but once again, those are coins, not rounds, not bars. That's just what I choose to stack, and as of last month, we don't even need to talk about it. We all know what happened to the spot price and the premiums of silver coins in recent weeks, and even present day. I just went on last night, I just checked again this morning. Premiums are still kind of high on silver coins, more specifically the American Silver Eagles, which is my pure silver coin of choice. But I've been getting a lot of comments from a lot of different people saying that if you pick up some generic silver, it's quite a bit cheaper, as it's always been, but we're not really looking at $10, $15 premiums like we are when we see Silver Eagles, for example. But for generic silver, if you were to go and get some basic generic secondary market silver rounds, you could pick them up for, I don't know, $2, $3, maybe $4 over spot a piece, which isn't really all that bad right now, considering silver spot price isn't even 16 bucks. I don't think it's even $15.50. It's about $15.45 as I'm recording this video. So if you tack on $2, $3 premium, maybe potentially $4, depending on where you're picking it up, it's not really all that bad. You're still walking away with less than $20 being converted into 1 ounce of silver. So that's actually not that bad. And before I developed such an obsession with silver coins, government minted bullion with face value and from different countries, not just Silver Eagles. Of course, when it comes to coins, I like to stack the coin of my country, and I'm fortunate enough to live in America, greatest country on the planet, but I do stack coins from other countries as well. I stack some Maple Leafs, I stack some Britannias, I stack a bunch of different things. But before I got as into coins, I started out with silver rounds. My very first piece of silver ever was a little 1 ounce silver round from a coin shop nearby. I didn't know the difference between a coin and a round at the time. I thought they were the same thing. I knew what a bar was, so I was like, okay, yeah, a bar is rectangular shape. A round is round. A coin is round. I thought they were synonymous. Turns out I was very, very wrong, but my very first piece of silver was a round. And as I started to stack, and I started to learn the difference between coins and rounds, I was primarily focused on getting the most physical silver content in my possession as I possibly can for the lowest possible dollar amount. I want to convert the smallest amount of dollars into the largest amount of silver as I possibly could. So rounds made the most sense. The cool thing about rounds is even though they don't have face value, even though they are not government minted, even though they're not nearly as recognizable as some of the most famous coins that there are, what I thought was fun about them, and I know it's not really necessarily all about fun, but I thought it was pretty cool because every time that I would order random silver rounds, when I'd get the package in the mail, I didn't know what I was getting. I would open it up. It was the middle of the summer and I got some Santa Claus rounds. Sometimes I would get rounds with pictures of wrestlers on them. Sometimes I'd get rounds that resembled Morgan dollars or Peace dollars. Sometimes they would have the Walking Liberty design on them. Sometimes they would just be something random, just some random picture, some random quote, maybe a boat, maybe a car. I got all types of silver rounds. And pretty much every single time I ordered basic generic secondary market silver rounds with random designs, 9 times out of 10 I would get something that I've never seen before and did not currently have. And of course the 1 out of 10 would sometimes be a double, occasionally a triple, a quadruple, but it didn't really matter at the end of the day. They could have all been identical, silver, silver. I was happy just to be stockpiling silver. It just added a little bit of fun because it was always a surprise. You didn't know what you were going to get. And obviously, an ounce of silver is an ounce of silver. Whether it's a coin, whether it's a round, whether it's a bar, still weighs the same. So when it comes to the silver content, if it doesn't necessarily matter to you, if it's government minted, that's just my personal preference. I think even though the premium is typically a little bit higher, and as of right now it's quite a bit higher, even though normally it would just be a little tiny bit more, I was willing to pay a little bit higher of a premium just for the safety, just for the security aspect, just because it's just so much more recognizable. No one would second guess anything. Coins are just far more trusted than a basic generic piece of silver. Somebody might see it and be like, oh, this silver round with Santa Claus on it. How do I know it's real? You got to test it maybe. I mean, there's relatively simple ways of doing that, but if you were to sell it online, if you ever needed to quote unquote sell your silver, or as I like to say, convert your silver back into cash for whatever you need to do that for, I would assume it's a whole lot easier and quicker with coins rather than rounds. So when it comes to this or that, it's all really personal preference. It all really comes down to what your focal point is, what your goals are, what your objectives are, what your focus is going to be. For me, it's coins, but when I got started, I started out with rounds. And I think rounds are really cool, and I'm not closed-minded to going back to rounds just for the sake of lower premiums. When this whole global health crisis mess gets cleaned up, if premiums are still high on coins, maybe I'll go for some rounds. Just for the time being, I'm holding off. As I've said in recent videos, I'm just hanging out on the sidelines right now. I'm just a mere spectator. I'm not converting my dollars into any metal right now just because I do not know how long this problem is going to last. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm not closed-minded to moving back to rounds. Might be kind of cool to pick up some random designs and see what I get, but I'm also really curious, everybody watching this right now, when it comes to silver, when it comes to pure silver, 3 nines fine, 4 nines fine, what's your preference? Do you prefer coins or do you prefer rounds and bars? I lump them together because they are the same. The only difference between a round and a bar is the shape of the piece of silver. Both classify as just generics. If I were to pick up a larger denomination piece of silver, probably not going to be a whole lot more than 10 ounces. I'm cool with 10 ounce. I'm okay with 5 ounce. I don't go any bigger than that though. I wouldn't want a kilo bar, just not for me. Once again, personal preference. But I'm curious, if you're watching this right now, what's your preference between coins and rounds/bars? Which do you prefer and why? Head on down to the comments and let me know. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Got a brand new video over there. Link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 1,000 subscribers, so help us out. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, and many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. And once again, please head on down to the comments and let me know your preference when it comes to silver rounds or silver coins. When it comes to pure silver, I know a lot of people say, oh, screw them both. I want that 90%. But when it comes to 3 nines fine or 4 nines fine, pure silver, if you had to choose between a coin or a round/bar, which would you go with and why? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.